Hi, testing. Welcome back to my channel. I find that it helps because I can't look directly at the camera, but I'm trying to at least try because I find that I have a lot to say, but a lot of the hindrance comes from doing this, like sitting in front of the camera and just trying to like chat. So I'm going to try and do this a little bit more. But today I want to talk about um, dealing with burnout and getting back on your feet as a small business owner and like my experience with that because that was my life for the last year. Like the whole of 2024 I was just dealing with burnout and I didn't even know that I was burnt out. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. But because I'm shy, I am going to be doing my makeup at the same time so I don't have to like intense eye contact. But anyway, my name is Mude. Welcome to my channel. I can't really say that I have a niche on here. I just kind of like do what I want. And I think that's the freedom that I like that comes with YouTube is when I get an idea and I know, a lot of it is about being very um consistent with what you post and stuff, and I feel like I'm still trying to figure out what it is that I consistently want to post. But when I feel an urge or I feel like there's something that I want to talk about, then I can come on there and on here rather and talk about that. But also the other thing is I was watching a lot of Dochi's old videos. I know she's a very big topic of discussion at the moment, um, and anytime she would get like camera shy, she would just say that like this is for you. She's talking to herself. Like I'm talking to you, Mudie. So like, why am I nervous? Like would I be nervous talking to myself? No. So anyway, so welcome to my channel and I don't know if anyone will relate to this, but I'm going to treat it as kind of like a video diary, like yeah, just something I can come back to. I maybe will take it a little bit back. So I grew up around like a businessy type of family, just for some context, so that this is not like, I grew up in like a very entrepreneurial type of family. My parents are entrepreneurs. That's what they've done. That's what I've seen them do my whole life. So the concept of um getting employed was never something that like interested me. Like it was never something that like piqued my interest. I just kind of was always interested in like, oh, maybe I can start my own business or like what direction can I go in for myself, something that's fulfilling for me. Um and so last year like I really fell in love with like content creation and really getting into that space, and I found that I was really good at it. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I was really good at it. I was really good at what I was doing. I still am very good at what I do. um so yeah, that's what I started. I just kind of threw myself in the deep end and I was like, I will figure out all the little like knickknacks along the way, but I just kind of wanted to get started, so that's what I did. I got started with content in 2023, I believe, early 2023, and I just kind of like fell in love with it. Like I fell in love with it. I liked being behind the camera. I liked the feeling. I liked what I produced. I loved editing. I loved everything about it. But I think I was very emotionally attached to what I was doing, which can be good and bad if you ask me. But yeah. And then I started getting a few projects, started working with a few clients. Everything was like super exciting and stuff. Oh, guys, I forgot the mic. I forgot that I'm supposed to be here. I can't do two things at the same time, eh? Like I'm like my brush, my makeup, and the mic. So hopefully the camera will pick up sound properly, the phone. So Hana Nikiring. Yeah, so I got really into that. Um I started getting quite a lot of gigs. I'm kind of like a go-getter. Like I said, I think growing up watching my parents go get their life literally, like they were doing something very controversial, I believe, for the time. And they just like went for it. So I wanted to have that same kind of like energy. So I would just literally walk up to like businesses and be like, hey, this is what I do. If you want my services, this is how I like work and this is what I do. And some of them bit, like And then I started working with a few people, and things were really exciting for a while. And then I think with me, the thing is, and I know what I do is so good, guys. Like you can't, you can't debate me on it. I'm just good. Okay, I'm sorry. Like I'm not gonna be humble about being good at what I do. But the thing that comes with that is the perfectionism, right? So the thing with that is that I started like the more I did it, the more I was like, oh, I want this to be good. Like I need it to be so perfect, so perfect. And I grew up like that also. Like it has always just been about like how can I perfect this, which is good. I think it's good to have like how can I get better, how can I perfect this, how can, but it was too much. And I'm a Virgo also, so you can just imagine like I was just, it was a lot. I wouldn't say it can be a downfall. I feel like it can be a hindrance, and that's the thing that like I think just things started going a little bit like this for me. um I wouldn't accept help even when it was offered. I just thought nobody could do what I was doing as well as me. Nobody could produce. I just wasn't at a point where I was ready, I think, to work with other people and all of that. And like, and so things started taking a little bit of a turn, not so bad, but started taking a bit of a turn. And what I mean by that is I started experiencing burnout symptoms, but I didn't know at the time. I don't know how to like describe the fact that like I just, and now, okay, we fast forwarded to like the whole of 2023. I was working. 2024, early 2024, I'm still working, but I'm starting to like, I'm tired all the time. My sleep is like interrupted. Things are just not going well. Like I'm disappointing clients, which to me was such a huge like, oh my gosh, this is not good. Like I'd cry about it. I was very emotionally attached to my projects, and it just was not, I didn't have an outlet, which I think also is the purpose of me filming this, maybe because I feel like there are a lot of like social media people like in the digital space, hi Manana, people starting to get into content creation, and it can be really lonely when you're starting your own thing and there's no one around you really to like bounce off of like a soundboard and be like, oh, hey, I'm dealing with this. Can you help me? I mean, I had my friends. I have a friend that is kind of in a similar space. So we would like bounce things off of each other. But the thing that like I was really needing was more of that, like a bigger community of like, oh, hey, I'm struggling with this. Do you think you could help me? Or like how do you deal with that? I think it's the space is still quite new in the country. Like it's a very new thing to be doing. So I felt quite lonely. I felt I was starting to experience burnout as well. And I was in denial also. I was in denial because I just had so much work. I was disappointing clients. I didn't want to disappoint clients. I wanted to do my best, but I was in denial with the fact that I maybe needed to slow down. Because also, let's be real, if you're slowing down, it means the money is also not coming in, right? So I just couldn't fathom like stopping what I was doing, taking a break. It just didn't make any sense to me. And unfortunately, it just, and then ultimately, I kind of was forced to take a break. Um, and I think I should be as transparent as possible. I couldn't manage my relationships with my clients, and that led to me losing them, which is hard to admit and hard to come to, and actually admit to myself. Because you can say, oh, I lost my clients. No, my relationship, my relation skills, my communicative skills were not good, and I ended up losing, or rather halting my work with all of them. And now I'm here. I'm alone. I'm at home. I am not doing the thing that I love. I'm not still at the time. I'm not realizing just how like burnt out I am. Ke ne ke utlwa hore ke kgathetse, like I had a lot of like fatigue. Like I was just so tired. I don't know where to put this. Doesn't really clip, does it? I was just so tired all the time. And I decided to kind of like take a step back and maybe work on like the like behind the scenes things that I needed to do to make sure that my business was going to grow in a sustainable way in the future. But I couldn't even get that done. Like I couldn't bring myself to do anything. And after like a long 7 months of going back and forth and feeling like, how can I go from here to here? I failed in life. I'm sorry, my seat is, yeah, my seat is going down. So I guess we're gonna have to wait for it to finish doing what it's doing. Okay, all right. After I took kind of like a break, and tried to focus on the background stuff of what I needed to do, I found that I couldn't even bring myself to do basic things. Like getting up in the morning was hard. And it wasn't, I don't think it was depression. Like, I don't like to use those terms lightly. And we've discussed it with my therapist. It's like I just don't like to use those terms lightly. So I know it wasn't that, but I was just so tired. I wasn't sleeping well. I couldn't bring myself to do basic work. And I started feeling like a failure because remember, your girl is a perfectionist. Like, everything has to be perfect. I have to have a perfect work day. I need to do this and that and that. And these things were not happening. And it was really stressing me out. And on top of that, I was alone and I didn't really have a community or anyone to like talk to this stuff about. And I think about 7 months down the line, it just hit me that, girl, I think you're dealing with burnout. Like, I think you are currently burnt out. Like, you're burnt out. That's what it is. Yeah, 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 yeah. I was like, oh, okay. So this entire time, this entire year, and now I'm trying to like sugarcoat it and say, I'm gonna take a break. No, I was actually burnt out. Like, I was actually experiencing burnout. It was pretty bad. But once I did, I kind of just like let myself be in that thing, and I was like, okay, you know what? Let me recalibrate. Let's recalibrate. I am in a I'm taken care of. I'm privileged. I live a good life. If I need to take a break right now, I can kind of afford to. So I kind of just decided to a little bit and take a bit of a break and figure my shit out. Um, and so, yeah, after 7 months, I figured out that I was burnt out, but I also knew it was going to be an uphill battle to get to a point where I could fully like push myself or be back in the space where I'm like creating and doing all of the stuff that I enjoy. And that took a while. So that was my 2024 summed up. Like, I was just experiencing this thing. I was burnt out. I was trying to deal with it. I was trying to heal. I was going on lots of walks. I was on TikTok all the time trying to figure out like, what do people do to, I don't know, manage crisis management, like what do I need to do? And I like literally you could reconnect with yourself. I was taking a lot of walks. I was taking care of myself mentally, physically. I was reading a lot. I used to be an avid reader. I'd stopped doing that, so I went back to that. I like revived my blog that nobody reads, and you guys, you will never know about it. You will never know, because the minute, like, I have a weird relationship with being perceived, and it's deep. It's like different levels. So if Instagram is Instagram posting, that's fine. Y'all can see my Instagram, but there's certain like things that like my blogs, my writing, I just am not ready for people to see that. So I was doing that. It was very, I don't know, I was doing something for me. What else was I doing? I was cooking a lot. I was just in doing other things that were helping to reignite and respark my creativity, that were not that were not content creation, that were not my job, that were not job related. And yeah, I mean, I think 7 months burnout, and then another like 5 sort of months recuperating and getting back into like a certain type of flow of my life. I started working on those kind of habits. Like, night routine is very important to me now. Sleeping enough hours, taking care of my health, eating well, exercising, having my nighttime tea, reading 30 minutes before I go to sleep. I started like prioritizing that. Like, that's all I was doing for like 5.5, 6 months, I think. So I just wanted to, I think the purpose of this really was to just share that that was my journey. Like, I still to this day don't think I can go into formal employment. And personally, for me, if it means struggling for a very long time to build the kind of life that I want, then that's what I'm going to do. Like, to me, in my head, that's what makes sense. Like, I'm just going to keep doing the thing that like everybody is like, are you crazy? Why are you doing this? Whatever, because it makes me happy, and that's kind of like the direction of the life that I'm trying to take and I'm trying to build. I Yeah, that's just me personally. So yeah, like I'm just trying to be transparent again because maybe there's someone out there that is going through a similar thing. In fact, not even just for that. Like I said at the beginning, this is for me. If you relate, that's great. If you want to be part of a community, let's chat. Like let's talk about it. Mm, my lips are very dry. So yeah, for past fast forward 5 months, now we're here in 2024. And I knew that getting back into the groove of doing things would be very difficult because, like, every time I opened my laptop or a document, I literally would feel like I was having a panic attack. Like, it was so difficult, it was so hard. But I had to, like, slowly. I started with, I literally remember opening my Notion and just writing down everything that I'm saying now. I wrote down. So I wrote down, like, um my journey with where I had started in 2023 up until now, the lessons I'd learned, all the things that I'd like to do differently, the things that I don't want to do, all of that when it comes to building this kind of business. And I kind of took it from there. I just started very slowly, just getting back into it. I'll create content, edit it, but I wasn't being consistent. And I think just fast forward now we're in 2025, I'm getting back on my feet, and I could get emotional about like, mm-mm, a bitch is not gonna cry. That's not what we finna do right now. I could get emotional and I could write an essay about the kind of like love and support that I have in my life right now, and the people who are just like so almost dedicated to helping me get back on my feet. I think it's so crazy, and you know who you are. And if you know who you are, love you. Fast forward to now, I'm kind of getting back into the groove of things. I just also want to say that like it doesn't have to, for me, getting back into the groove of things doesn't mean fully going into like a new gig and whatever. Doing what you do, like whatever it is that you do, if you stop doing it, like if I stop exercising, if I stop running, it doesn't mean hore hosane if I wasn't running for a year and there's a marathon tomorrow, I'm not going to suddenly get up and like suddenly remember how to run and like endurance and all of these things and be able to run the full marathon, right? You need to ease yourself into it. You need to like re-exercise those muscles. So that's kind of what I've been trying to do, like take content here and there, just kind of like I was not doing that at all anymore. Like I was not doing that at all, like at all. So I'm kind of like taking it step by step, little pieces here and there, doing what I can. But yesterday, which was really exciting for me, I had like a sort of like a bigger gig for the first time. And it was so amazing. And like it just feels like the first step in the right direction. And now that like I've learned the lessons that I've learned, I've seen the things that I've seen, I know the direction that I want to go in, the things I want to do, the way I want to work with people. Like I've learned so much, and I can't wait to like apply that stuff. I can't wait to really grow and like really like, yeah, be that girl. So yeah, I think that's like my 2 cents on having a dream, maybe flailing or failing or falling a little bit and getting back up on your feet, because at the end of the day you have to get back up on your feet. You can't lay there and like, you can feel sorry for yourself for however long you need to, but at some point you need to get back up. So yeah, I don't know if this will maybe mean anything to anyone, but it means something to me, and it means something to the people that are now like helping me. And yeah, I'm just really excited about the direction. But I just kind of wanted to share that like yeah, being a small business owner, or building a business is no joke. I'm crying all the time. It's like stressful. There's so much to figure out, but yeah, I had to really open myself up to like accept help, like to accept love, to accept people trying to help me in my life. And now I'm excited about the direction of this. So yeah, And the great thing I think is also I'm doing it from a healed place, which is great. Like I healed the burnout, I'm good. I've built very healthy habits along the way. So yeah, I just am looking forward to a super balanced like year, honestly, if I'm being honest. We'll see at the end of 2025. Maybe I might do a review. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. I know like I've just started posting on this page and never like had an introduction video or anything. So maybe this helps a little bit in getting to know me. You won't even see the makeup really. It's a little bit of blush. And I did my eyebrows. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you watched until all up until the end. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched till the end, yes, thank you for watching. If you watched till the end, and I will see you next time. So, yeah, I'm so awkward. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you hopefully soon. Yeah, okay, okay.